Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Like I said in the last video, today we'll be working on the exhaust system of the R32 GTR. We will be converting the whole exhaust system to V-band clamps, and we will also put in a custom new 200 cell metallic catalytic converter into it. So yeah, let's go and enjoy. Yeah, so this is the stuff that we will be working with. This is a Vibrant 200 cell catalytic converter. It's a very high quality piece, and even though it's not that big, it should definitely pass emissions here in Austria when running Lambda 1 and when it has the right heat, because it's very important for a catalytic converter to have the right heat to function properly. Here we have some 3-inch tubing. The 3.5 inch didn't fit on the workbench, so that's why it's not in the video right now. And here we have a selection of V-band clamps. These are 3-inch and this is 3.5 inch. Some of you might wonder why I'm converting the flanges to V-band clamps. So the important part here is, with the V-bands you don't need to run a gasket, and it's quite easy to move around and remove by yourself. There's no bolts that snap off, and yeah, it's also a bit smaller than most 3-bolt flanges you have. So yeah, that's why the owner decided that he wants to do this project on the exhaust with full V-band clamps.
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job, had second hands. Moms bounced on old man, so then we moved to Shaolin.
So this is what we're working with. He already has some downpipes installed. Here's the first 2-bolt flange that we will be removing. Then we have the OEM catalytic converter, and then the rest of it is a HKS silent high power, I think. And yeah, we have one 2-bolt flange here. Then we have the middle silencer. Then we have another 2-bolt flange that goes right there. The rest of the exhaust stays the same. So the position of the muffler and everything will be like it is at the moment. So yeah, basically just changing up the flanges and putting in a new catalytic converter. The first step now is to remove the downpipe and cut this flange off right here. And from this on we will work from the front to the back. So we will first change this flange, then find a position for the catalytic converter, then onto this, and then the last one in the back. So yeah, let's start, I would say. We got some good old WD-40 stuff, basically, to get the how should I say it, to have less friction when moving the bolts or when unscrewing the bolts, basically. So always use stuff like this, especially on exhaust pieces, because otherwise you will have broken bolts in a matter of no time. So downpipes are now off the car, and we can cut off the flange now. Here you can also see the problem with running flanges. So you need to have gaskets in between, and oftentimes they don't seal properly. As you can see here, the exhaust gases have been blowing through here. That's why it's darker here than on the other side or here. And with these V-bands you won't have it, because this metal ring sits into this notch here, and this completely is sealed with the clamp. So yeah, it's definitely sealing better than a normal flange, and I also think it looks way cooler. So yeah, I think it's a great upgrade to normal 2-bolt or 3-bolt flanges. So now I will be sandblasting the downpipe, because it was like painted or something before. And it's quite handy to have the sandblaster here, because otherwise removing the paint is always a bit of pain in the ass. So yeah. So the first weld is now done. Not fully happy, but I had some issues with the coating on the downpipe. It was quite tough to get off. So yeah, should hold up pretty strong. Looks decent. Now let's get it onto the car. Alright, so the downpipe is now in. Secured it with all the bolts. And here you can see the focus, man. Here you can see the welds. I think it's pretty decent. And now we need to put the catalytic converter in here and connect it with this one. So I will now start by cutting off the 2-bolt flange here, so I can adjust it with the V-band and everything. So yeah. Alright, so the mid-pipe is now removed from the car. I already cut the flange off, and now we have our V-band piece here. It's already cleaned up with acetone, isopropyl alcohol, and now I just need to take it up and then completely weld it. After this we can move on to positioning the catalytic converter into the car. Mid-pipe is now back in the car. I already installed the other sides of the V-bands. What's quite important to keep in mind is that you always need to put some form of like grease or something onto the thread here, otherwise you will probably destroy it when tightening it. And yeah, I have the catalytic converter here, and now we just need to make a pipe that connects basically the exhaust now. So since I need to make a few pie cuts, I have a pretty simple solution to mark the pipe. Since you need to know on both sides where the middle of the pipe is, I looked around the shop and I found this piece here. We probably use it for pressing out bearings or something, but this has exactly 38 millimeters in height. Since this is a 76 millimeter or a 3-inch tube, this is exactly half of the diameter, or basically the radius. And what I'm now doing is marking with just like a Sharpie or edding or something. I will be marking the first side of the pipe here, so I'm trying to hold it as steady as possible, and then I will just make one straight line here. And now we have marked the first half of the pipe. Then I will turn it around 180 degrees. And here position it that it's exactly on the same height. When that is done, it's a bit tricky to get it right the first time, but now we'll just use the Sharpie, mark the other side, so we can cut the pipe in like equal degrees, so you don't get an oval pipe or just that it doesn't look off. Because yeah, if you do it other ways or like different, you will get some pretty weird results. I've been there, I've done that. So yeah, hopefully this helps a few of you. And now we just need to mark the points on the bandsaw, and yeah, I will show you how I will do that as well. I've now positioned my small tool here, and I will just make a line here so I know where exactly the middle of the pipe needs to be. I will also make a marking here when I have decided how wide I want the pie cuts to be. But yeah, that's basically up to everyone's taste, how thick or thin they like their pie cuts. I think smaller ones look prettier, but it's also more of a pain to weld them because yeah, you just get way more heat into a small piece and you need to let it cool down a lot more. So it's quite time consuming to do, but yeah, like I said, to each and everyone's taste, I guess. Okay, so I have now adjusted 7.5 degrees on the saw, so it stands a bit like this way. And when you make two 7.5 degree cuts, you get 15 degrees in total. So it's easy to work with because 3 bends will then be 45 degrees. And this is the final product now, basically. So I just removed the edges and everything, outside and inside. And this is what it looks like. Pretty nice. Angles are the same. It's not unsymmetrical. Yeah, ready to weld basically. I will now do a few more of these and then try to position the catalytic converter somehow, and yeah, you will see, I guess. Okay, I have now welded on these straight pipes here just to make it a bit easier for me. I also miscalculated a bit with the 15 degree bends here. This is now a 4 degree bend, or bend, a pie cut. And yeah, I now just need to get this here somehow to work, but yeah, it's just some twisting around and stuff, so cannot film that much because it's a bit how should I say, it's not that easy to do everything with 2 hands, I say.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know what today seems kinda odd. No walking from the door.
Okay, so now everything is tacked up. The catalytic converter is in position. As you can see, it's as far up as I could do it without completely modifying the downpipe. So I would say probably this isn't the best car to drive extremely low, like static or something. Or otherwise you would need to change the whole downpipe up. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice, and now it's time for welding it completely up. So yeah, some more nice welding shots incoming.
To the valley in the showers. Didn't even get no static from the coward. 'Cause that's just
Yeah, so the catalytic converter is now done, and we can move on to the rear muffler and the mid pipe to finish up the last V-bend. I think it looks pretty good. So what I just noticed is that actually HKS didn't use 3-inch or 3.5-inch here. They actually used a size in between. So since I now have here my V-bend, this is a 3.5-inch one. This is too big. So what I will be doing is widening this pipe here with the machine that I will show you shortly. So this is the machine that we will be using. My dad built this. This basically, you put this into the pipe, and this, how should I say this, konus, I will put the English word on the screen, moves back and pushes these things outward a bit. So this will then make the pipe all around bigger, so that it either fits over like an existing pipe already, or you can then put like the V-bend on it. Now this fits better. It's still not perfect, since the tool we have here is a bit too small, unfortunately. I built something like this, so just a 3-inch tube that goes over there, so you can expand it a bit more, but we've reached the limit now, so yeah, we can only work with this, but it should work, I think. Even though the pipe didn't fit that great, I think the weld still turned out very nice. It's quite consistent, and yeah, I think you can definitely look at it without throwing up, I would say.
Fans clussy, chillin' with my man Rusty, low down. Blew up the burner, kinda dusty. The world can't touch ghost, purple tape, Ray Coles, Monty Hall Expo, intellect direct pro, sun's trifling, fuck, wildflower on the cycling. Picked up the broom, thought I was Michaelin, West Brighton Pool. Now I'm into iron duels, Turner's the earth, Whoopi, she out of law school. Inhale, break beats in hell, a life propel, parallel. Doris hell nut, you flash a burn cell. Snap at the Candyland kids, the old rumor is blacks become immune to shit. We never did like.
Alright, so the exhaust is now completely done. Here you can see the catalytic converter to the Mayans downpipe. Everything is now with V-bands. Took way longer than expected, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty dope. Yeah, so as you can see, it's already dark, and yeah, I got the exhaust now completely done. I'm not sure what we will be doing in the next episode of the R32 GTR build, but there's still a few things left to do before I leave to Japan. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and a sub, and see you in the next one. Peace.